Hey guys, JT here with a first run thoughts on my DHK Maximus. I'm putting this up pretty quickly because I got this from GearBest.com, and I'll have a link in the description, but they have a flash sale with this. This truck is going to run you about $285, 15, excuse me, $20 ship, give or take. And you can get the insurance for a couple dollars as well. But I'm putting this up because this is actually a good truck, especially for the price of it. I've run this thing several times. I didn't just run one or two packs, but I've run several packs through it and didn't have any problems or issues with it. I think a user, and I forgot what your name was, so I apologize. You had one of these several years ago, and you said that you had an 80 amp speed controller in here. Well, this has got a 120 amp speed controller in here. And then someone else talked about they heard that the electronics weren't good in here. Well, I don't know what truck they were running, but this one runs really good. You guys can see that in my videos as well. It runs very smooth and very quietly, and the fan keeps everything, especially on the motor, really cool when you're running this. So right off the bat, running this thing has been fine. The only problem that I had was when, and it's beginner user error, which I should have thought about that, but I actually hit one of these knobs for the throttle when I first got this and didn't know and turned it on and did a backflip literally in my lap, almost in my whole living room. So my eyes got about as big as these tires here. So that would have been a funny video to show. But anyway, other than that, I haven't had like any problems or issues with this truck. I did run it on road, and I almost traction rode it a couple of times, but with monster trucks, you can kind of expect that. These tires do give you grip, so don't think that they're ready to run tires and they suck. They will balloon just a little bit, but if you put some thicker oil in your center diff, you'll be fine with that as well. You can also put some oil in your front and rear disc if you want. But when you run this off-road, you don't really even notice that too much like you would with some other cars. I mean, I've run other cars before with different types of tires, and even off-road, you kind of still see them go up as a pizza cutter. Didn't experience that with this. The handling of it was good as well. I'll probably have to adjust the shocks just a little bit because it did have a little bouncy bounce when I was running it. But then again, I may leave it like it is because I don't want to scrape up this chassis or anything. This radio actually it's a pretty good fit in your hand. I'm not sure what you guys out there's some gurus on this may know, but they got a little flat spot under here. But that actually did help with just gripping the actual steering wheel a lot better as well. So that may just be a unique feature that they tried. So let's see if this can focus in just a little bit. Come on, there we go. You guys see that little flat spot there. So didn't have any problems with this, and it uses 4 AA, so that's always good. The body I did, like I said, roll this a couple times, but it was more or less on road when I rolled it. I mean off road, so I didn't really scrape and scratch it up. But it is made out of Lexan, so it's not that cheap stuff to where you hit something and it starts cracking all up here. Excuse me, and all that. So one thing I love is this orange plated colored like parts on here. This kind of reminds me of the Associated RC10 pan car when it first came out in the 80s. And I love that car, and I regret that I didn't get one when they re-released it, so I have to try to go to eBay and find one, but it just really makes the car stand out a lot more. When I was driving this at the park, a couple people came up and they saw it, and I showed them this, and their eyes blew up just like mine did when you look at this. They're like, oh, wow. So this is the bling bling, and it does kind of make it stand out more. Other things with this truck, of course, it comes with the LiPos. You'll get probably about a 10-minute runtime on this. I know I probably said about 12 in one of my videos, but I had stopped and somebody was looking and I talked to them for a second or two here and there. So you'll get about 10-minute runtime on these LiPos here. If you put some 5,000s in there, you'll get about 18 minutes or so. So I got about 17 to 20 minutes when I put some 5,000s in here. So and it ran fine. There was no heating problems or anything. Other things with this that I like is that the parts are kind of interchangeable. You guys see how these front A-arms are here, and then you see how they are in the rear. So if you break an A-arm and you buy a set, they'll fit in the front and the rear. And the same goes for a lot of these pieces that are on this truck. I'm surprised no one has tried to convert this to a 4x4 4x4x4 truck where it actually all 4 wheels turn and stuff. Probably a little work you got to put in there to do that, but it's probably possible if you extend this chassis out and stuff. But you see how the bumpers are front and rear. So haven't had any issues or problems, guys. I'm gonna run this thing a lot more. The fan never failed on me. It did get dust and stuff, and I did try to keep that clean. I would do recommend keeping that clean. And I do recommend with any car you get, just go over some of the parts of it, like the pinion gear, making sure that's in fine, which it was. And that's stuff that I normally do with my cars anyway, is, you know, make sure the pinion gears are in tight, because the last thing you want to do is run this thing out and the pinion gear pops loose and your car runs straight into a curb or a car or whatever, because you can't stop it. So there is one thing I do want to show you guys real quick. Okay, this is an actual Traxxas Emax body that I'm going to use for something, and I may use it on this. But I did want to show you that if you guys did damage this body or something, you want to get another body, you didn't want to get this type of body, you can use bodies that would fit on an Emax. You guys see that this actually fits on here pretty good. I do a different paint scheme and stuff with it as well. Maybe I'll paint it the same color as those shocks and stuff, I don't know. But wanted to show this to you guys, and with this being adjustable, the body mounts front and rear, you can actually raise those up for this to fit on there. I may have to do a little bit of trimming if I decide to put this on the body for maybe the rear of it or something, but you guys see that a body like this for the Emax, or any body that maybe Proline or somebody makes for the Emax, will fit on, or any 8 scale body. Another thing I'm thinking about I might do is I might get some Outcast tires and wheels and put those on here. That's just going to give it just more grip and stuff. So I'm debating if I'm going to put mine on there. I may just try to see what the look of it is. But guys, I've had no problems out of this at all. And this truck has run great. And I've seen tons of videos of people out here running this thing and doing some jumps and flips with it and not breaking. Now, of course, if you go ridiculously stupid with it, something will break. And you know, the weather is getting colder, so the plastic on anything is going to get a little bit weaker. But I've seen several videos of this thing running. That's why I decided to go ahead and get one of these. And I haven't been unhappy with the purchase. I mean, considering what you get with 2.4 gigahertz radio, 8 scale truck, you get LiPos and everything with it, and it's on sale. I think this is a good deal. So that's why I'm putting this out here. If you guys are thinking about getting something, you guys know Christmas time is coming up. We're going to hit November. We're in November. So, you know, orders are going to start coming in. It's going to be harder to fulfill orders and get them here on time. So if you guys are thinking about getting one of these, I think the sale goes on for another 6 or 7 days. This may be something you should consider. I'm not forcing you or telling you to get it, but I do like this truck. And since it's on sale, that is a good price. So anyways, guys, leave your comments below. I'm going to, of course, run this thing a lot more, but I did want to get this out to you guys in case some of you guys are wondering some of my thoughts and stuff on it. So as always, don't forget to like or dislike, subscribe if you have not, and as always, stay tuned for more videos. Thanks guys for watching.